In order to save her husband, who was suffering from cancer, this gritty-looking woman, born in the 1990s, lifted 4 bags of cement all at once. And then there's this seemingly fragile girl who is continuously adjusting her state, striving to lift these 3 large logs on her back. A lean little boy, carrying 60 pounds of pomegranates on his back, shyly asks a passerby, Do you want to buy pomegranates? The man asked, How old are you? The boy replied, 9 years old. The man asked again, Where are your parents? Seeing the boy's sad expression while struggling to speak, the man turned to ask the old lady next to him, Where are his parents? His parents ran away outside. Seeing these scenes, do you immediately feel pitiful? Even if you're barely making ends meet yourself, do you still want to find ways to help them? After all, sympathy is a common human emotion, but no one could have expected that these seemingly pitiful and weak women and children would each be potential winners of the Oscar for Best Actor or Actress. A bag of cement weighing 100 pounds, I can carry 50 tons total in a day, even 80 tons in a day. This woman, known as Cement Sister online, whose real name is Zhang Fangfang, is from a rural area in a small county in Anhui province. According to Chinese media reports, due to family reasons, Zhang Fangfang dropped out of school and went out to work at a very young age. With no education or qualifications, she found jobs that involved heavy manual labor. The money she earned could overall solve the problem of food and clothing. She could also provide some financial assistance to her family, a situation that continued into adulthood for Zhang Fangfang. Later, Zhang and a man from a similar rural background who had gone through similar experiences walked down the aisle of marriage and had 2 children. Unfortunately, her husband could no longer continue his original welding job due to an injury gained during work, so the couple had to rely on carrying cement for others to earn money. Unexpectedly, during one of these cement-carrying jobs, her husband injured his back. She didn't know how she learned that she could use online platforms to raise funds for her husband's treatment. Thus, Zhang transformed into the resilient cement sister of the internet, raising her children alone while fundraising for her husband's treatment. Her story quickly spread, drawing numerous viewers into her live streaming sessions to show support. As her husband gradually recovered, Zhang, however, was reluctant to give up the opportunity to earn money. Speaking in her live streams and selling her stories was an easy way to make money, and she wasn't willing to let go of it. So she falsely claimed that her husband had cancer and that she needed to carry 50 tons of cement a day to earn money for his treatment. Later, feeling that her stories of hardship weren't selling enough, she upgraded her script without hesitation, directly claiming she needed to carry 80 tons of cement a day. Initially, internet users, seeing her covered in cement from head to toe, showered her with pity and donations, completely forgetting to question whether it was possible to carry 80 tons of cement in a day. As Zhang gained more popularity, the government's attention towards her also increased. However, to everyone's surprise, an investigation revealed that Zhang Fangfang's life wasn't as dire as she had claimed. On the contrary, she lived quite comfortably in private. Enraged by being deceived, some internet users directly questioned Zhang in her live streams. However, she showed no remorse and bluntly told her viewers, "Don't take it too seriously." This statement instantly infuriated internet users who flooded her live streams with demands for refunds. The situation escalated, and eventually it ended with Zhang Fangfang's social media account being deactivated, bringing an end to the drama. In China, many internet celebrities rely on selling stories of hardship to amass millions of followers. They portray themselves as constantly struggling and impoverished in front of the camera while living as wealthy individuals behind the scenes. Let's talk about another girl, Huang Qin, who was born in a village in Jiang'an County in Sichuan province. She is hailed by Chinese users online as the #1 seller of hardship on the internet. She claimed that when she was 3, she and her younger brother were abandoned by their parents and were raised by their elderly grandmother. They lived in a rundown house in the village, which leaked everywhere when it rained. Huang Qin stated that she, her grandmother, and her brother had been living in such conditions for over 10 years. They relied on social welfare as they had no other source of income. Huang Qin was once referred to as the strongest girl on the entire internet. Her videos, despite her petite figure, she often carried sacks of rice or 2 baskets of sweet potatoes, weighing 100 pounds on her shoulders without changing her expression or skipping a beat.
Today, I'm going to the hospital to pick up medicine for my grandma. Ever since my grandma got sick, I feel like the place I visit the most is the hospital.
On the 5th day of her grandmother's hospitalization, Huang Qing and her younger brother visited the hospital to bring her some delicious food. However, this girl from Sichuan gained fame on the internet not by boasting about her hard work or endurance, but resigning from her job to return to the village and care for her elderly grandmother. This earned her the title of Filial Piety Moves Heaven, and she gathered 6 million followers as a major internet celebrity. In her videos, she is often seen either working hard in the fields or after the agricultural busy season, returning home to wash her grandmother's feet and give her shoulder massages. Her grandmother was over 90 years old. Many internet users were touched by Huang Qing's family devotion and pitiable appearance. However, as more and more videos emerged, they began to feel something was amiss. Firstly, for the sake of filming, Huang Qing would often stage various scenes with her elderly grandmother. Sometimes, even through the camera, one could sense the grandmother's exhaustion. Consequently, internet users began to question whether Huang Qing was merely seeking to gain traffic, using her grandmother as a prop rather than genuinely acting out of filial piety. Of course, Huang Qing strongly denied these accusations.
Yesterday, I posted a video of my grandma falling, saying that she accidentally fell and her hand swelled up. Many people expressed concern for my grandma, wishing her a speedy recovery. However, some people doubted its authenticity. They claimed that my grandma was an actress, and the comment section was filled with criticism. I felt both wronged and sad. Today, I want to show everyone my grandma's hand to prove that I didn't deceive anyone. My grandma's hand was indeed injured.
As she was saying this, Huang Qing helped her grandmother unwrap the gauze. She showed everyone her grandma's hand while sadly saying,
"Look, it's really swollen. When my grandma fell, no one felt more pain than me."
She also questioned internet users.
Don't you have elderly people in your family? Do your elderly relatives get unwell or sick?
In recent years, Huang Qing has touched countless internet users with her portrayal of filial piety and pitiful appearance, amassing millions of followers within a year and receiving numerous donations. Logically, her income should be considerable. However, internet users discovered that her grandmother still lived in the same old rundown house without any decent furniture. Since she appeared so filial, why didn't she renovate the old house to make her grandmother more comfortable? Huang Qing, who always portrayed herself as pitiful in front of her fans, once told everyone in a video that she bought a tricycle for convenience. She claimed that this would allow her to take her grandmother to the market. When fans asked her why she didn't buy a car, she claimed that she couldn't afford one due to her limited resources, and that a tricycle was more fuel efficient and cost effective. It wasn't until one day when an internet user collided with Huang Qing's car while driving that people realized this seemingly impoverished girl had a car and a house, yet she still often used her grandmother to act poor and to gain sympathy. In her videos, she even claimed to be single and expressed her desire to find someone who would treat her and her grandmother well. At that time, many male fans were eager, showering Huang Qing with gifts and expressing their desire to marry her. However, it turned out that the so-called kind and filial Huang Qing was merely faking it to attract traffic and donations. In China, for the sake of selling misery, a biological mother can easily become a stepmother, and the plot of a Snow White and a stepmother from fairy tales is played out in real life. Take a look at this video.
My stepmother arranged for a man in our village who is over 40 years old to go on a blind date with me. Now she has locked me in a room and hasn't let me out for a day and night without food or drink.
In the video, a woman surnamed Zhou claimed to have been forced into a blind date and illegally detained by her stepmother. However, an investigation revealed that the stepmother mentioned by Zhou was actually her biological mother, and the man for the blind date was just a villager asked to play a role. It turns out that this was another tragic scene performed to gain sympathy and attract traffic by exploiting the mother-daughter relationship. Don't assume that only women sell misery. When men spin stories, they are just as capable as women. In March 2024, a man from Liangshan, Sichuan province, posted a video online claiming that he had been abandoned by his wife. He made a living by scavenging garbage, working as a laborer with his child to repay loans, only to be deceived. From the video, a man is seen squatting on the ground with a distressed expression, carrying a little girl on his back. The video is accompanied by a caption, "What made such a young single father give up his dignity to make a living by scavenging garbage?" In the release video, various situations were depicted. A father who is willing to help others takes his child out to work, but is rejected. A father with poor health takes his child to do labor to repay loans, but is deceived. A husband abandoned by his wife sets up a stall on the street with his child to repay debts. Such tear-jerking stories quickly garnered sympathy from many internet users, with the video receiving numerous likes and shares. Some users expressed, "Seeing such a cute little girl losing her mother and having to scavenge garbage and to set up stalls with her father to make a living is heartbreaking." However, reality soon chilled the hearts of these kind and sympathetic internet users. It turns out that the man who set aside his dignity to make a living was neither a single father nor abandoned by his wife. All the situations portrayed in the video were just a ploy by the couple to attract followers and gain traffic by faking and performing various tragic scenes with their child. They sought sympathy and attention. Currently, the two suspects involved, surnamed Ah and Jie, have been arrested and administratively penalized. Another Chinese internet celebrity who sells pitiful stories has taken his act to Taiwan. In August 2023, Chinese internet celebrity Jake made headlines online for scamming 5 million new Taiwan dollars from people in Taiwan under the guise of his mother having cancer. Jake, the internet celebrity, claimed that his mother had been diagnosed with leukemia and needed millions of Chinese yuan for medical expenses. He received a lot of compassionate donations from Taiwanese people, with the total fundraising amount exceeding 5 million new Taiwan dollars, which is roughly equivalent to 154,000 US dollars. Jake, whose real name is Li Pu, gained popularity as an internet celebrity through his YouTube channel, Jake's Public Diary. In February 2023, he uploaded a video titled, "Taiwanese People, Why Are You So Kind to Strangers?" He recounted how he received news of his mother being diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia while abroad and rushed back to China to accompany her for her treatment. Then he learned that the medical expenses amounted to 1.7 million yuan, which is approximately 7.5 million new Taiwan dollars or 234,000 US dollars. With a suggestion from friends, he decided to launch a fundraising campaign to raise money for his mother's medical expenses. Many kind-hearted Taiwanese citizens suggested that he bring his mother to Taiwan for treatment. One Taiwanese even generously sent him a large sum of money after learning about his situation, while a friend from Kaohsiung called to inquire about his mother's condition. These heartwarming gestures from Taiwanese people deeply moved him. Subsequently, Jake uploaded more videos, including live streams to express gratitude to Taiwanese donors, and revealed updates on his mother's treatment progress. However, internet users gradually became suspicious of him. He always covered up hospital payment receipts during live streams. After receiving donations, he bought an iPhone, an imported car, traveled in business class, and took his father on a pleasure trip to Japan. He consistently claimed that his mother was hospitalized in Beijing, only to be exposed later that she was actually in Lu Daopei Hospital in Hebei. Furthermore, some internet users pointed out his suspicious behavior, such as having the mood to film videos at his mother's funeral. Afterwards, he went on vacation to Japan with his father, even upgrading their seats to business class. As a result, several internet celebrities exposed Jake's lies. Faced with allegations from multiple internet celebrities, Jake quickly changed his channel profile picture to a scenic photo, renamed himself Sky, and deleted a large number of videos. Only in his description did he vaguely state, "Justice lies in people's hearts." This move made internet users feel that he was guilty. Internet users left comments criticizing him. Changing your name and deleting videos are the most convincing evidence of your guilt. Taiwanese people, put away your kindness. Thank you for letting everyone truly understand the Chinese people. And 9 out of 10 Chinese people are deceitful and 1 is in training. Streaming TikTok in the early morning, people may often stumble upon a few special live streams. These include views of rundown houses, dim lighting, and tearful elderly individuals gazing warily at the camera, repeatedly saying, "Thank you, thank you." The number of viewers of these streams range from a few dozen to hundreds or even thousands. The video comment sections are filled with comments from kind-hearted viewers, reminding them to take care of themselves. Examples of comments include, "Grandpa, take care of your health. It's late, go to sleep. Grandma, take a rest. If you're tired, let's end the broadcast. Of course, there are also many who contribute through tipping. Yet the elderly people always seem to broadcast for hours on end. Indeed, besides pitiful and fragile girls, the gray-haired elderly have also become a new force in selling pitiful stories on live broadcast. For instance, an elderly woman going by the username Ming Biao's mom claims that she comes from the rural area of Heng County in Nanning, Guangxi. She reluctantly live streams to make ends meet while taking care of her son who is paralyzed from the neck down. Another elderly woman with the username Rural Sanitation Department Store claims to be 55 years old. Her husband passed away due to illness 8 years ago, and her only son hasn't been in contact for 2 years. Her daughter-in-law has disappeared without a trace, leaving behind an elderly who is over 70 years old and 2 grandchildren. They all relied on her to make a living as a sanitation worker. Due to her elderly family members' health issues and her insufficient income to sustain the household, her eldest grandson, who is now 4, is unable to attend school. In a short video, she expressed, "I just want to earn money to send my grandson to school early so that he won't end up incompetent like me. Thank you for your care and assistance." After watching countless videos like these, one will begin to notice that the experiences these elderly individuals share are like copy and paste scripts. They are all born in rural areas, poverty-stricken, and facing major life changes. The script is either about a son or grandson suffering from illness or abandonment, drowning in debt, and more. Consequently, the only option left is for the elderly to appear on camera and live stream for a living. Indeed, due to poverty, it's understandable that elderly people would want to support themselves through live streaming. However, the question arises, are their stories true? Does the money earned from tipping and product sales in the live streams actually go into their pockets? Last year, a content creator on Chinese video sharing website Bilibili named Kang Yo Wei conducted on-site investigations into the areas where elderly people live stream. He discovered that elderly anchors, often portrayed with rural background and pitiful life stories, are likely actors gathered by organizations. According to the investigation, as live streaming for the elderly quickly monetizes, many organizations specifically search for suitable elderly anchors in remote areas. These elderly anchors typically receive only 10% of the income, with the majority being taken by the organizations. During Kang Yo Wei's investigations, it was found that many elderly people who live stream and promote products often carry some degree of lies, but poverty and loneliness are often real. From an objective standpoint, although these organizations profit by exploiting the elderly's name, they do to some extent improve the lives of some elderly people. Despite only receiving a fraction of the profits, for these truly impoverished elderly individuals, it still serves as a source of income. Consequently, in the midst of genuine and false elderly anchors, kind-hearted internet users are conflicted about whether or not to help. Therefore, the dilemma persists. So why do Chinese internet celebrities enjoy portraying pitiful situations? On one hand, it's because the competition in China's live streaming industry is becoming increasingly fierce. Those with good looks show it off. Those who know how to use camera beauty filters heavily rely on them, and those with talents showcase them vigorously. But what about those who lack these attributes? They resort to selling a pitiful story. In the past, Chinese people still had a basic moral bottom line, advocating a gentleman loves wealth and takes it with virtue. However, in communist-ruled China, people are taught to look at everything through the lens of money and get rich quietly. As long as money can be made, the means matter little. Of course, there must also be an audience who enjoys watching others portray pitiful situations. So why do Chinese people like to watch others sell a pitiful story? 1. Human nature is innately good. When seeing others in need, people often feel compelled to help. 2. It's a search for a sense of fellowship, comfort, or even some twisted thoughts, chasing after those who are more miserable and uglier than oneself to seek self-comfort. Oh, it turns out I'm not the worst off and most miserable person in the world. This achieves a form of self-consolation and self-anesthesiation regarding the helplessness of real-life situations. What's worrying is that after hearing too many stories like the boy who cried wolf, the remaining kindness among Chinese people may be depleted. That will make them more indifferent and hostile towards each other under the rule of the CCP. This is the most frightening aspect of it all.